Hello everyone, this is Blue Phoenix, aka Erkin Fresh. I'm going to do a track dissection of Dream Forest. It just came out on my album Source of Hope. It's free for download from Ektoplazm. I'll put the link in the description for you. So if you haven't heard it yet, you can download it there, and I'm not going to play it for you up front. You can listen to it on your own and then come back to the tutorial then. So basically, I'm just going to take the track down into pieces here and go over how I made the track and assembled it. And I'm just going to start with the drums. So basically, I've got some like kick, some random percussions here, an open hat, and then a drum loop. And so how about I just go ahead and play all those together. For the kick, I'm using this synth called Kick, drum synthesizer, by Nicky Romero. You can actually get this at sonicacademy.com. It's a great website for tutorials, but they also have a little bit of software as well. And the cool thing about this, you actually shape the pitch over time. So if there's something you don't like about it, you can go in here and modify it. The only problem is there's no undo, so I hope they maybe add undo at some point. It's sorely missing. So anyway, it's sounding kind of flat, or doesn't sound right. But anyway, that's the kick. Not sure why it's sounding that way. For percussion, we just got some random like closed hats here and this kind of wood block. And open hats. I actually just have like a bunch of hats that I'm kind of playing together, and I have one that's in reverse. Kind of adds a interesting groove to the open hats. And for this little drum loop here, I think I just got this out of the Vengeance Central Club 2. And I think I added a phaser over top. It really does sound like it. But there's no phaser in the chain. I must have resampled it that way. Okay, so that's basically the drums. I do have actually a... this A syn is just a reverb. So there's really not a lot there, but it's just a little reverb to put on the drums and kind of give it a little extra atmosphere. I've also got a glue compressor on the drums, just basically a parallel compression tool that comes with Ableton Suite. It's kind of nice. Gives the drums a little bit more crisp, I guess you could say. Gives a little bit more pop. Cheap and easy to use. So let's go ahead and listen to some bass here. Get this one. Just turn this. Oops, other way. The bass is actually a quite simple sound. I used Alchemy. There's like a preset called Deeper in here. I think I might have tweaked it a little bit, but you got a square, a couple saws, and there's really no unison on these, just one of each at different octaves, it looks like. Yeah, so it's actually a very simple sound, very kind of vintagey sound to it, and I like that one a lot. It's got a Pro Q on here to EQ it some. Last time I opened this, it crashed. Didn't this time, yay. You actually want to roll off these lower frequencies. We're going to have a sub bass. It's going to fill that area. 50 is kind of low anyway, but whatever. This gives a little bit more side stereo effect here. And a compressor. This is a sidechain compressor from the kick. So that one's fairly straightforward on that one. As for the pattern itself, it looks pretty complicated, but it's not that bad. The root note here, as you're coming along, is actually what the sub uses. So I'm just following along with the sub for the most part, and adding a few little accent notes. So that's the bass. Really not much to it. Subwoofer. I keep saying subwoofer. Sub bass. I use Diva from Yuhi. It's a really awesome synth. Let me turn off that sidechain compress over here. It just has a really rich sound to it. Diva is it's a CPU hog, but it's really worth it. It just gives you a really nice sound. It's virtual analog, again by Yuhi. Check it out. The demos are all free for those. Well worth it. For some reason, I decided to route my sub in through the audio channel and side compress on the audio channel. I'm really not sure why I did that now, but oops, not all of it yet. But there is some side chaining. Looks like 2 on the bass. I gave it a little bit of reverb. Be really careful with that. Be gentle. Because you don't want a lot of reverb on your low end. It'll give it too much stereo effect. So just be cautious. It looks like I'm trying to cut it quite a bit. I didn't cut it all the way, but I think it's all good. I'm going to move on to the pad. So I actually had quite a few different pads here. Let's see here. Let's play this one. Full. That does not sound like a saw pad. Oh, it's everything together. Whoops. Okay, the cutoff must be... I don't see any automation on that. What's going on there? It is automated. Okay. Oh, it's just acting funny. Okay. Anyway. Zebra 2, I think this preset came from Serious Padding. Is that in here? I think it came from in here. Yeah, okay. Yes, I actually bought a preset bank online called Pads Heaven. I think this is volume 1. He has 3 out, but some really cool pad sounds in there. Serious padding. This is Zebra 2 by Yuhi. Awesome synth. I've done a tutorial on that, kind of showing the basics. You should check it out if you don't know about it, but really good synth. So let's see, that's a saw pad. What is the watery pad? Oh, okay, it's kind of more somber sound to it. Watery pad, also Zebra 2. And again, from Pads Heaven, I took Emu glass pad. Emu? Really? There's a lot going on in this patch. So anyway. Also from Pads Heaven, I think, let's see, no, I don't even have a equalizer on that. Did I have anything crazy on this? No. I do automate the cutoff on those saw pads in some places. And the deep filt pad, oh yeah. That kind of gives it a, oh, also from, I think I bought Pads Heaven right before I wrote this. And I wanted to make good use out of it, so, also Zebra 2. Can't say enough about it. It's amazing. Okay. And then, so this one's really important. The VOP is Voices of Passion. I'm actually going to show you. I've got the plugin. I had to freeze it for technical reasons. But Voices of Passion, it comes in this, it's called the Play Browser or whatever. I think it's Play Browser. It's pretty awful. I don't like the player, but I love the samples. It's a beautiful sample set. But the player itself is really not good, and it's requires an iLock key, which is just annoying. So I have a gate on here. It's a camel space. I use that a lot. It's a really handy tool. Just kind of chops it up, and I have various different filters going on here where we can sweep through. So I froze it into audio because the play browser tends to glitch a lot. So I had to freeze it, see if there were any glitches. If there were, I had to freeze it again. Eventually I got there and I had audio. So in the end it worked out okay. Cool thing about, let's see, about the play browser, you hit like these key switches. You can actually switch what vowel is going on. Like, let's see here. So it's kind of an O, and then it gets a ah. If you put these in the right place, it really kind of, like some of the notes, like they drag through it. That one won't change with that. So you kind of get a mixing of vowels. It's a really, really nice, rich sound to it, although it's, for some reason, I think you're hearing some of the glitches already. So it's a really beautiful sound set. I hate the plugin it's in. So anyway, that's Voice of Passion pads. As far as the progression, it actually follows that sub bass pattern, as do the rest of these pads. They kind of follow the sub bass very loosely. There might be some chord inversions in here, but for the most part, it's all really the same ones that I'm using throughout. So if we kind of, if we go back to arrangements and just listen to some of the pads together, it kind of gels. So I found, after the first album, I kind of found out that having a lot of different pads in your track is really nice. It provides a good feel for it and some variety. So I highly recommend, don't settle on just having one pad. Like if we turn these off, let's put this up, let's put these back in. So compare that to all that going on. It's a much better sound. So you can't go wrong with having too many pad sounds. I mean, you can come up with like 5 or 6, and then if you end up throwing some away at the end, that's okay too. So I think on the master bus here with the pads, I have just a sidechain press on the kick, so they're all going to get out of the way with that kick sound. So I highly recommend the Voice of Passion samples. I just can't get into the browser. So anyway, I think I've said enough there. VOP audio. Okay, yeah. Okay, gotcha. One last snippet here while I'm talking about Voices of Passion is this Dream audio. Actually, that came out of Voices of Passion as well, so you can. So it's got lots of sung words as well. Just wish the browser didn't stink so bad. I think that's where I'm going to stop for now. I'm going to get into the rest of these next time and maybe talk about the overall arrangement some. So hope you found some of that useful. If you have any extra questions about how I did something, just let me know in the comments and I'll try to answer for you. So hope you found that helpful, and I'll catch you next time for part 2.